Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rechak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto all the Akim, you brothers preaching His word in truth and in sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the hopeful elect, you sincere believers scattered wherever you may be. All right, so as you see here on the screen, there's a lesson or video the brother had posted. Brother GMS Get This Work Too, titled Listen Up, Northern Kingdom. The Feathered Serpent, God, Quetzalcoatl, slash Kukulkan. And, basically just a land back slash response on this video here. So, basically just hitting on the Feathered Serpent God, Quetzalcoatl, as well as, or also referred to as Kukulkan, that Northern Kingdom was worshiping, which this deity represented Yahweh Shai. So I'm just go ahead and roll the clip. I have a few precepts I had lined up as well. We'll just get through what comes to the spirit, to the spirit, Lord willing. As well, I have a few articles I wanted to touch on as well. So, Lord willing, to be edifying and exhorting onto you. And to begin, we could read this John 10 and 15. On the screen, it says, "As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep." And if I'm not mistaken, this is in the red letter, Yahweh Shai was speaking here. All right, and then verse 16, and I'll go ahead and roll the clip here. Let me get to the other screen. All right, it says, "And other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd." And Lord willing, I can also link this video as well as the Elder Kazak I was watching earlier today. Also went in thorough detail in different books going into Quetzalcoatl. Representing Yahweh Shai, as well as going to various precepts. But this one being, Yahweh Shai was speaking unto the southern kingdom at the time, and essentially those other sheep which he has, but were not of this fold, were referring to who? Northern kingdom, because at this time Northern kingdom was already on this side in the Americas, and this is what the brother had has here in this lesson. In the book of 2nd Ezra 13, and I believe it's starting around 39, but on down. All right, I'm going to try to read this here that he has on the screen. It says, "The 12 tribes of Israel split into two kingdoms," right? Northern kingdom today, which are referred to, so-called Latinos, natives, and Indians. It says, in the southern kingdom today, which are known as so-called Negroes, for the majority. It says in 2nd Ezra chapter 13, it describes the northern kingdom was captured out of Israel and carried into slavery in Assyria. They then made an agreement amongst themselves to travel to a land where no man dwelt before, so they could practice the commandments. So they entered the Euphrates River, and the Most High guided them to Azareth, today known as the Americas. Right, so they were already on this side of the world. All right, they were residing over here, in this land. And prior to or pre-Columbus days, pre-conquistador conquering, the Israelites, the northern kingdom, for the majority, they were already over here. But the conquistadors, as well as the you know, the rest of those Edomites that came over here, raped, robbed, and pillages. You know, and essentially took over our lands, took us as slaves, and we taught them essentially civilization. You know, and how to cultivate the land and all these different things, and basically kept us in subjection all that time. You know, and basically, and to this day, we're still in yet this day in our captivity. All right, but point being, when Yahweh Shai was speaking onto the southern kingdom over here, or at the time, Salakia, damn throat's acting up. But the other sheep again going into that northern kingdom. It says, "What? And they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd." And that one fold, essentially, the two sticks coming together. All right, having northern and southern kingdom together at peace, and that's what he's doing now. You know, saying through the Spirit, he's binding up the breaches, and that one shepherd being who? Yahweh Shai. All right, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom are coming together in spirit. You know, and then in the kingdom of heaven, well, we're going to be reigning together, you know, underneath that one shepherd, Yahweh Shai. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and roll this video. I'm just going to go into a little bit of history.
And why does he hold such a significant place in ancient Mexican history? Let's delve into this mystery. Going back to around 722 AD in Mexico, Quetzalcoatl was recognized as the Messiah by seers and astrologers. This was no ordinary deity.
And notice how I said seers and astrologers is brought up. I wanted to grab might have been Chronicles, which that was one of Issachar's blessings, man, was to know the times, basically study the stars that were into astrology. I think I might have passed it already, Salaki. Yep, right here. First Chronicles 12 and 32, it says, "And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times, to know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment." All right, and then when you look up, actually I had an article here I wanted to grab. Mayan astronomy discoveries. I'm going to read this here at the top from history.com. It says, "Consequently, Mayan knowledge and understanding of celestial bodies was advanced for their time. For example, they knew how to predict solar eclipses." And we know the Mayan, the Aztecs, or the Ishkarites, all right, so-called Mexicans. It says they also use astrological cycles to aid in planting and harvesting, right? It says, and develop two calendars that are as precise as those we use today. It also goes into the Maya were expert at predicting solar phenomena such as eclipses, solstices. What else does it say here? And this is from another article. Said they were vivid astronomers, recording and interpreting every aspect of the sky. So this correlates right up with the scriptures, man. It says we were men that had understanding of the times. And that's why you had the ancient pyramids in these particular parts of Mexico, essentially reading the stars. And again, going into the looking at the eclipses and whatnot. It says they believe that the will and actions of the gods could be read in the stars, moon, planets. And that's basically it there. So let me go back to this video.
Quetzalcoatl was a god who could perform many miracles, and he was always depicted as having a black complexion. But his
He was, what did he say? I'm gonna rewind that.
This was no ordinary deity. Quetzalcoatl was a god who could perform many miracles, and he was always depicted as having a black complexion. But his influence
He was always depicted as having a black complexion. But you read down some of these scholars or historians say that he was a or they claim that he was portrayed as a so-called white man, which he was not. All right. It said what too as well. He performed many miracles, and we know throughout the scriptures he was a man of many miracles, so much so that it said what it wouldn't be able to be contained. Essentially, what it say? There it is, John 21 and 25. It says, and there, John 21 and 25, and there are also many other things which Yahushua did, the which, if they should be written every one, I suppose that even the world itself cannot contain the books that should be written. Amen. So think, you know what I'm saying, Yahushua, who was a man of many miracles, did so much that it couldn't be contained. And this was a description of the god Quetzalcoatl. All right, let me go back.
Beyond that timeline, Quetzalcoatl, also known as the feathered serpent, was a revered figure even before the Aztecs, dating back to the 6th century AD among the Mayans, where he was known as Kukulkan. In Aztec culture, he held an exceptional role, believed to be the creator god, the one responsible for the creation of all mankind. Interestingly, in many older depictions, Quetzalcoatl, or Kukulkan to the Mayans, was depicted as black, a fact that was generally accepted among scholars and historians. But the question remains, why was Quetzalcoatl, a deity so deeply rooted in Mexican culture, depicted as black? But before we get into the rest of this video, we want to take a quick second to tell you about our Quetzalcoatl was not just a revered figure in Aztec culture. His influence stretched back to the 6th century AD, even among the Mayans, where he was known as Kukulkan. In these ancient societies, the god was often portrayed with a black complexion, a fact that may initially surprise us. Yet, this depiction was not an anomaly, but rather a consistent theme in the visual representations of this deity. This portrayal extends to other aspects of his appearance as well. His hair, for instance, was often depicted as woolly. These features are not just artistic choices, but carry deep symbolic meanings that reflect the beliefs and values of these cultures.
Ooh, deep symbolic meanings that reflected the what? What'd she say?
These features are not just artistic choices, but carry deep symbolic meanings that reflect the beliefs and values of these cultures.
That reflect the beliefs and values of these cultures. All right, and it reflects and symbolizes who? Again, Yahushua. Because who other than Yahushua was described as being of dark complexion and white woolly hair. This is Revelation 1 and 14. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. And also when you go into some of the images of Kukulkan or Quetzalcoatl, you could see that his eyes were also red. You know, it says verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass, if they had been burned in a furnace, and his voice is the sound of many waters. So if your feet were like unto brass, and you burnt that brass in a furnace, what color would it be? Of dark complexion, man. A very dark brown. All right. What today would be referred to as a so-called black man. You know, if his hair was woolly, all right, and his feet were like unto fine brass that were burned, or would that be described as today? A so-called black man. But then also, there's another point I wanted to get. I kind of went right over it.
Mankind. Interestingly, in many older, he held an exceptional role, believed to be the creator God, the one responsible for the creation of all mankind.
Believed to be the one responsible for the creation of all mankind, which is very true. You know what I'm saying? Again, representing Yahweh Shai, this is Colossians. I believe it was, might have been 2, and Salakia. I might have to find it. I might have, you know what? Bear with me, I might have wrote it down here. Colossians 1 and 15, Salakia. I had a few written down. Colossians 1 and 15, it says, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven, that are in earth. Right, because Yahweh Shai was the only begotten Son. He was the only spirit created by Yahweh. All right, and then through Yahweh Shai, everything else was created. All right, Yahweh Shai is the one that created, and was given the blueprint by Yahweh. All right, it says, for by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And who would this be? And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. For it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell. So this has to be referring to Hamashiach, all right, the anointed, the Savior, Yahweh Shai. All right, and it said that he is the head of the body. Who's the head of the body? Who is the head of the church? Let me grab, I believe it's not Hebrews, 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. All right, he's the head, 1 Corinthians 11 and 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High. All right, so there's the order right there. He's the head of the church, and we being the church. All right, his followers, man. All right, the extension of him. And Lord willing, you know what I'm saying, we're those true men, the true believers coming back in the reincarnation if you could receive it. But let's go back to this video. Let me go ahead just a little bit. Kind of right about here.
Values of these cultures. This depiction of Quetzalcoatl as black was widely accepted among scholars and historians until recent times. The understanding
until recent times. So it was widely accepted until recently. Until Esau, Edom, you know what I'm saying, wanted to cover up the truth. All right. And also when you look up some of these articles as well, going into Quetzalcoatl, or it might say in this video as well, essentially when the conquistadors came over here, they basically put a stop to the worshiping of this particular deity. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew, you know.
Quetzalcoatl's black complexion was so widely recognized that on July 7th, 1945, the Indianapolis Recorder stated, Quetzalcoatl was recognized as the Messiah by seers and astrologers and was depicted as black with woolly hair. Quetzalcoatl's black complexion was more than just a physical trait. It held a symbolic meaning that resonated deeply with the people who worshipped him. This dark hue, unusual for the typical depiction of deities, made him stand out, pointing to his unique role as a creator god and the architect of mankind.
Oh, and they knew, man. They knew that there was Israelites. They knew. They were the chosen, you know. That's why they had that deep connection. They knew that a Messiah was to return to deliver them, you know. Actually, well, because I said that, let me go to, I had an article here. All right, let me grab these other ones as well. But, right here, I wanted to grab this. Kukulkan and World History Encyclopedia. And I'll just read this top portion. It says Kukulkan is the name of a feathered serpent god in the mythology and religion of Mesoamerica, in particular the Yucatec Maya. He is also identified as the feathered serpent god Quetzalcoatl. It says by the Toltecs and Aztecs as Gucamats to the Quiche Maya of Guatemala, and Ejectal, the wind god of the Huastecs of the Gulf Coast. It says the feathered serpent power remains today a powerful symbol of Mexican indigenous cultural heritage. But I wanted this here down here. Kind of says for both the Yucatec, Maya, and the Aztecs, the historical figure of Kukulkan Quetzalcoatl, it says, brought cultural innovations and then left in peace, promising one day to return. So again, highly recognized as the Messiah, as that video said. And then one day to return. Yahweh Shai's return is coming very, very soon. All right. And he's coming back, to deliver his elect. All right. And out of that elect, you're going to have Issacharites. And Salakia before that, or after this, I wanted to grab, I was looking up the meaning, or I kind of broke the word down in two. The word Quetzal goes into, so in English it goes into large, brilliant tail feather, which you get the word feather, and then Kukulkan, which would be serpent. But then a Quetzal is actually a bird as well, which you had our people are held in high regard, looked at it as sacred, even used it as money sometimes. It said it was considered a crime to kill a Quetzal. The term, there it is, the Salakia. God damn it. It says, in several Mesoamerican languages, the term for Quetzal can also mean precious or sacred. It says the Mayans, right here, this is the point I wanted. The Mayans also viewed the Quetzal as a symbol of freedom due to the difficulty of keeping them in captivity, and wealth, as his feathers were used as money. Even today, the currency of Guatemala is called the Quetzal. All right. And again, Lord willing, I could link the Elder Gazak's video in the description. He kind of goes into, I believe he went into that as well, the currency of Guatemala being the Quetzal. All right. And let me grab one precept going into that freedom, man, because he's coming to deliver us. All right, the ones that are bound. All right, and he's doing it now in spirit, freeing us from the chains of our minds. But literally, man, he's going to deliver us from these chains of darkness as well. Isaiah 42:7, it says to open the blind eyes, all right, which he has done, man, through the Spirit. We're coming back to the realization, we're coming back to our heritage. We're being born again. All right. We're not so-called, or we're not Mexicans or Puerto Ricans or any of those false names that the enslaver gave us, or labeled us. But we're coming back to our heritage. All right. Coming back to the true biblical identity of who we are. and one of those tribes being Issachar. Isaiah 42:7, it says to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. I am the Lord, that is my name. All right, and his name is Yahweh. All right, the Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, and the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is Yahweh Shai. All right, it says, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. All right. Okay, so from there, let me go here as well. So we got the Quetzal and the Quetzal. Salakia. Quetzal meaning, it says Quetzal or Cotl is a masculine name of Aztec origin meaning snake or serpent. And that's basically it there, man. It's just meaning a serpent. Okay. And serpent also going into wisdom. You know, it's associated with wisdom. And that's basically all I wanted there. Let me go back to this video.
In the cultural context of the Aztecs and even the Mayans, where he was known as Kukulkan, this blackness was seen as a powerful sign of his divine essence. It represented the depth of the unknown, the mystery of creation, and the vastness of the cosmos, all elements closely associated with Quetzalcoatl's divine portfolio. The black complexion of Quetzalcoatl played a significant role in shaping the perception of this deity. It added layers of depth and intrigue to his persona, making him an enigmatic figure to be revered, feared, and admired. Despite the passage of time, the mystery and allure of Quetzalcoatl continue to fascinate historians and enthusiasts alike, making him a timeless figure in the annals of history. Trust us when we say, this journey through America's hidden black past is just beginning. If this glimpse into a world lost to time has captured your imagination, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more adventures into the unknown.
All right, and that's basically it there, man. All right, so let me grab, let me try to grab one more.
Quetzalcoatl was a deity in Mesoamerican mythology. He was often depicted as a feathered serpent and was associated with fertility, creation, and wisdom. Quetzalcoatl was also believed to have been responsible for the creation of mankind. He was revered by many cultures in ancient Mexico, including the Aztecs, Toltecs, and Maya. His worship was later suppressed by Spanish colonizers during the conquest of Mexico. Subscribe for more.
Yep, and it was suppressed, man. Here's how they try to do with the rest of the truth, suppress it. All right, but I wanted to grab one more. I think I have written down, just because when you do a little bit of research as well, it also goes into he was referred to as well, actually, let me try to grab it here. He was referred to as the patron of priests. Bear with me here. Salakia. But that was basically it there. Because it kind of went into, there it is. The Aztecs revered him as the patron of peace, of priests. And when you go into the word patron, let me see. Matter of fact, now I'm curious. Lord Master, there we go. Patron of priests, founder of a religious order, also a patron saint, one who advances and encourages the cause of or work. Right, he was the father of priests. He was basically the high priest to the Aztecs, man. All right, and the high priest to us is who? Yahweh Shai. All right, Hebrews 8:1. And just to end off on this is not now of the things which we have spoken. This is the sum. We have such an high priest who is set on the right hand of the throne of the majesty in the heavens. All right. And who would that be, man? Sat down next to, all right, the right hand, you know what I'm saying, of the Heavenly Father. That would be Yahweh Shai. All right. It says Hebrews 7:3, without father, without mother, without descendant, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of the Most High, abideth a priest continually. All right, and he's that priest forevermore, man, the high priest to us and forever. All right, and this was speaking of Melchizedek, who would be Yahweh Shai as well. All right, in the reincarnation, if you could receive it. So, you know, basically that was the point, man. Lord willing, this was edifying and exhorting. Again, Lord willing, I could throw these those videos in the description box for further edification. Check those out, most definitely, Lord willing. So with that, again, all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rechak Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, wa kwam yasharala. Shalom.